Let's go. Good morning.
Let's go.
We're
Good morning.
here. It's Thursday, and you're back with EJ and the girls. How we doing, girls?
Great.
Good.
Great.
Had a
Shayna
nice.
been kidnapped and is in the trunk of a car.
You can tell that you're vibrating and you're going over bumps right now.
Decided she's vibrating. We're gonna leave that there.
Well, I mean, I can't help these roads, so
That's funny.
I think
What
we're
is
in. I
actually
think we're in Missouri right now. I don't know.
in misery.
In misery.
All right. Good morning, Gary. Thanks for joining us in Garrison. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Jason, howdy. Keep
Once
your eyes
again,
on the
15. Only 15 feet away from me. Once again.
It keeps getting bigger. It used to be like 12 feet. Now it's 15 feet.
You know, I think that happens with marriage. You just kind of start growing further apart.
That's not good.
What does Jason say? How long y'all been happily married?
15 years. 15 happily married years. But we've been married 26 years.
Just celebrated an anniversary, didn't you? 26.
26. What?
Good morning, Dr. Dan. 12 feet.
It's 12 feet.
There you go.
All right. And good morning, Joe. Thank you guys for joining and sharing that you're watching. Today, we are going to talk about one of my favorite topics. It's not 5-star reviews, but it's subscription services. I think Zach switched it up. We weren't supposed to be doing subscriptions this week. We were going to do them next week. But I think it just kind of worked out. And Zach and Doug talked a lot about subscriptions that we use in our business. We are going to talk about Netflix. No, not Netflix, Jason. Okay. Ain't he driving?
Wrong. Yes, he is. Wrong kind of subscriptions. Quit it.
All right. So
Dollar Shave Club?
we're going to talk about subscriptions that we offer to our customers. Okay. So that's something that I'm pretty passionate about. I got a little bit of this from Jason. He kind of got me wound up, and I kind of took off and started going with it. So Jenny and Joe at Cavalry. I always gotta pause, like it's Cavalry. I always want to say Calvary. Cavalry.
Okay. Everybody else does too.
We're doing a membership service as well. We're doing them a little bit differently, so we're going to talk about a little bit of the differences. But you're going to have to hang out to the end to find out the way that we do ours, because this is stuff that we've been holding tight to us all year. But we're going to share with you guys if you can make it to the end and hit the like button and subscribe. We're going to share at the end how we structured our membership services. Okay. You good with that, Jenny?
Good with that. Sounds fantastic.
All right. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to ask Shayna to read our Bible verse, and then Jenny will pray.
Okay. So I am going to be reading from Proverbs 27, 23, and 24. Be sure you know the conditions of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herd. Riches do not endure forever, and a crown is not secure for all generations.
All right. How do you think that relates to what we're talking about today?
Ooh, pick me. I think I know the answer.
Virginia Seeley.
I think that speaks to the need for recurring revenue, because you just might not know when your calls are going to stop coming in, and having that recurring revenue from a subscription model is a really good way to create stability in your business. Did I get it right?
Yep.
That was one half of what I wanted to get across. So you ding, ding, ding.
Oh.
The part I was
Mhm.
considering is it's talking about condition of your flocks and your herds. Um, we kind of think about our customers as our people, right? Not that I'm the shepherd and they're the lowly flock, right? But uh, what does the shepherd do? They take care of their herd and their flock, right? A
Mhm.
lot of times the pastor of a church uh, considers the congregation the flock, right? Uh, I want to herd and keep in my reach all of my customers. We start this relationship, and I want to be the business that takes care of their need for appliance repair related things. And I use subscription services as a means to, as they say, build a fence around my customers. I want to just kind of wrap my arms around them figuratively
Mhm.
and say, I got you. You
Mhm.
don't need to go anywhere else. You just come to us and we're going to take care of you. I don't care if they ask for, if they have need for a plumber, an electrician, whatever, call us. I'm going to give you who I recommend and we're going to
Mhm.
make sure you're taken care of. Right. So combine
Mhm.
those two in that, and it seems like it's a pretty symbiotic relationship, right?
Mhm.
Uh, good morning, Mike Carson.
Morning,
Buenos dias,
Oh.
and Mrs. Dr. Dan
Mrs.
Marion
Claus, right?
Claus. She can be Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus in December. I'm one of those that believes Christmas
Me too.
starts after Thanksgiving. I
Yeah,
love things.
literally the day after. Then we put up the tree the day after, but not before.
You know, I'll say this though. I'm okay with having the Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving, but that's it.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people like to have the Christmas tree up when they have their Thanksgiving party, but you know, I'd rather use that space in the living room for more chairs, bring more people in. It's all about the family and being thankful and eating lots of food.
Mhm.
Jenny, you want to pray
Yes,
for us?
I will be glad to. Lord Jesus Christ, we ask that you bless our community here, that you make anything that comes out of our mouth a blessing to somebody else in here and inspire them. And as we talk about subscription services, that it might inspire something that can bless a business that subscribes here and in turn bless their community and their families. We also ask your blessing on our country, and the results of the election, whether they made somebody happy or sad, that we can all have grace with each other and that our leadership and the new administration can pleasantly surprise everybody in our country that had any doubts. We just ask that you keep everybody safe out on the road and that you bless our conversation today. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So, by the way, if you can't tell, that is Christmas decorations that is being pulled out all week. So I don't get to control if we have Christmas
Ah.
in November or July or anything. Uh, I just live and pay for the place. But my wife and one of my sons, they love Christmas, and it's here. So Joe's got his Christmas lights up now. Uh, Let us know. Are you Christmas in December, Christmas in November, or Christmas all year round?
I People
Send it.
across our office here already have their Christmas lights up.
Oh man.
I think
See,
they must do
Miss
it as soon as the time changes.
Mrs. Claus has got Christmas all year round. So
Mm.
Thanksgiving, Spanish way to say Thanksgiving. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's get started here. I've got some notes over here, is what I'm looking at.
Mhm.
So we're going to go over the benefits of subscription services. We already started that with the Bible verse, but what are some things that you think, Shayna, that kind of go a little deeper into the benefits of a subscription service?
So some of the benefits for us when we did it with our electrical business was the reoccurring revenue, which we've talked about, but also creating customer loyalty. That was huge for us, getting the people locked into our services versus forgetting where forgetting where who they called last. They knew who they called last because they paid for us on a monthly basis. And yes, I actually usually do put my holiday Barbie dolls out after Thanksgiving, but they usually stay up till at least March. I think I put them away in June of this year, and my kids asked me why. So,
Because you like them,
Drop
and it's okay to have things that make you happy.
well, they asked me why I was putting them away. I said because I'm
Oh.
moving the shelves, and so it's a good time to dust the shelves.
We're gonna play a game here. If
Okay.
we can get 10 people to comment Barbie on this video, Jason will post pictures of Shayna's Barbie collection. So let's see how you get it.
No, we're talking about subscriptions here.
But I'm curious now, so I'll be bringing that up tomorrow in our accountability meeting, Shayna.
All right, somebody's got to keep count. All right, Jenny, you guys are doing a membership club as well, or a subscription plan. How do you, or what is the reasons you guys do this, and the benefits that you promote? Don't give away what you do though. We're going to do that at the end.
Why did we do it? So what inspired us to do it is probably a conversation in our mastermind meeting, and also a podcast I was listening to by a guy called Stu McLaren, who is kind of known as the membership guru guy. And he talks about the benefits of a membership and how you can serve your people. I also subscribe to a few business memberships, to people that are mentors to me that provide content that helps me serve my people, Outcome Academy. So I believe in memberships as a way to connect and serve your community. So it just seemed like a no-brainer once we kind of had a conversation in our mastermind. It was just a matter of what do we want to include in our membership and how do we want to structure it. And then literally we made a decision and we were like, all right, we're doing it, because this year's theme for me was imperfect action. My mentor Lydia was like, if you keep on trying to make everything perfect, you're never going to launch anything. So I was like, we're doing it. So we had an open house with our Chamber of Commerce for Cavalry. They have it like a breakfast meeting once a month, and they have a lunch and a dinner meeting. We did breakfast, and we just said, we're offering this membership. If you want, we're doing a special today for the chamber, and like all these people signed up for it. So then I was like, crap, how am I supposed to like give them a way to actually sign up and pay? So then I quickly investigated and I found a platform online that could do that. I created it, and then I signed everybody up, and then they got charged, and it just all happened really quickly, and thank God it's been working really well. So that was kind of a fun, like, okay, we're doing it, let's just go all in and try it, and if it doesn't work, we can figure it out later.
That's what's that kind of passion really fires me up when I'm hanging out with you, Jenny. You just got such a caring heart for your community, and I think it radiates through everything that you do, and especially the community involvement. So my idea had started probably a few years back. We were in a video conference or whatever with some other business owners, and TK started thinking about maintenance plans, and that would be one type. So I've got a couple things listed here, the different types of subscription plans you can do, and I want you guys to help fill in some of the blanks that we may not be thinking about. So you got the maintenance, where you go and inspect and clean all the appliances and make sure that they're in good shape. You might be checking rollers on the dryers, cleaning coils on the fridges, and whatnot. Uh, and then you got dryer vent cleaning. We do that one as a separate one.
Mhm.
And then you have like membership plans where you get like exclusive benefits for being a paid member. And what other kinds of things? Well, you think about that. I'm going to finish my statement. Uh, TK started talking about maintenance plans a few years ago. We're going to count that as number 6. So there was a lot of people that was kind of negative about it, kind of against it. Maybe they just didn't understand how to do it or not. They said it'll never work. It works in HVAC, but it won't work in appliance repair. And it kind of discouraged us. So we didn't do it right away. TK did a little version of it, and we never really went full in. So I started it big time last fall. I thought this is just another way for us to offer something that helps our customers, and maybe it'll be some recurring revenue. And I got a dozen or so, and I think all but one of them is still on the plan, and we're doing okay with that. But we're doing one of the membership plans, but and that's what we'll talk about in just a little bit. So hang in there, and we'll tell you guys how we set up our membership plans, Jenny and I. So what other types of subscription services can you guys think of that we could offer in appliance repair? Nothing, Jenny? Kind of stole them all, didn't I?
I was letting somebody else have a chance to comment any ideas, but I'm thinking yours and ours is so different that would cover a lot of the different things that you could offer. But I think it would be kind of cool to have like some type of seasonal service, like certain things happen during different seasons, like it might be fun if you could do something for summer and like maybe check out their grill even, like a lot of people don't service grills, but like in the summertime, you can just go out and check their grill and see if it's going to break down on them or see if it needs to be cleaned somewhere. And then in the wintertime, of course, like around Thanksgiving, you'd want to inspect their oven. So maybe you could offer some type of membership that is like a holiday type membership where you get out there before each important holiday in their family or each important season and just check out something different.
That's interesting.
That just popped in my head.
I think Shana said they stopped by a bar and kicked us.
They got kicked out.
All right, Shana, don't drink too much. I'm just kidding. That's a very interesting thought, Jenny. We do like an annual maintenance plan, and you're there and you check everything in the house, right? But I hadn't considered grills. One thing that we have done is under counter ice machines. So when we set that up, it's separate and it's a semi-annual. So we got a start of the season and closing of the season.
So is that like May and November? Like I'm thinking if you do like May, that would be good to do some of those summer things like the ice maker and the grill and stuff like that. And then November would be good to do some of the things that you're going to use during your holidays. Like even your washer is important if you're going to have a lot of guests around.
Yeah.
During the holiday time, you think of cooking things, but the guests use everything.
So it should be sometime in the month before Memorial Day and sometime before it gets freezing. And then if they have an in-house under counter ice machine, those get used a little bit more often. So we just give them 2 annual cleanings. So nobody's dropped any others. And we're still at 6 Barbie comments. So if
So
we can get,
we don't do maintenance as part of ours. So it's something interesting. I'm just, kind of in brainstorming fashion was throwing those ideas out there, but it's something that I think is a really great opportunity and a really great way to serve your customers, especially if you can schedule some of that maintenance during your slower time so that you're getting in their house and possibly drumming up some new things that you can be doing while you're slow.
Saul's asking if we add surge protectors for customers on service contracts. I haven't. I'll say sometimes, sometimes a regular surge protector can cause nuisance tripping on some appliances that, you know, we'll just say like a refrigerator. When the compressor kicks on and off, the surge could cause a trip. Even though it's trying to protect it, it may be more of a nuisance. One thing that I like to recommend, and Jason may have a better answer to this, but the whole home surge protection. I have an electrician in my area that I like to refer, and they do whole home surge protection. I don't offer it, but I recommend it to them. Uh, let's see. Gary says smart appliance updates. That's cool with the GE stuff. Integration checks. With more appliances becoming smart, offer a service that helps customers ensure their devices are up to date and connected to the correct network. And we're gonna get to the other one later, Gary. Gary might know something. Uh, so one thing I want to say about like along the lines of this, not the surge protectors necessarily, but uh, I've built a plan because I'm just always thinking of ways I can increase this relationship. So there's certain things you have to have or consume in daily life and the maintenance and upkeep of your appliances, right? Some of those things may be like uh, active or fresh tablets for cleaning your washer and dishwasher, uh,
Mm-hmm.
balls, uh, lint brushes, leak detectors, different things that will help you maintain your own home, and water filters. So I put together a plan that I haven't had any success with yet, but I don't know if I'm implementing it right. Uh, where it's a monthly fee, and once a year we ship you all of these things, like a collection of these things, and so we would have to know what appliances you have so we can get your refrigerator water filters, air filters if you need them, and the different things. And I've pitched it a couple times, and I haven't quite figured out the angle and who the ideal customer is, uh, because you can get most of that stuff at the grocery store, and that's just what people do. So
Mm-hmm.
um, here's one Gary says: DIY support subscription. Offer subscription where customers can receive DIY troubleshooting guides, video tutorials, and access to a helpline or virtual tech support for minor issues and fix. That's interesting. Thoughts?
I mean, we do some of that just as a courtesy to our customers. Like we tell them they can always text us or call us, and we'll tell them if it's something they can do themselves or whether that we should come out there. But we don't actually tell them how to do it or show them how to do it. So that's kind of a cool extra that you could do. I like that.
Well, some of you know I've been toying with an idea, and we haven't completely launched it, but it's out there. Uh, Virtual consultation.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of started out as a DIY support, but then there was kind of some legal and liability type things that made me change my mind about billing it as I'm going to help you fix your machine. And it's
Mm-hmm.
more of a consultation, as in you have those customers that call and say, I don't know if it's worth it, or I don't want to pay a service charge just to find out if it's worth it. So we do a much cheaper service charge for this, and we set up a Zoom conference for 15 minutes, and they're supposed to be at their appliance and provide us the model and serial number before. And then you can do some of those things like see the appearance of it. If it's in good condition, you can maybe hear what it's doing or see and have a better idea than a verbal description of the problem. And then at that point, what I do is I'll say, this is what I think it is. Here's a quote for what this would be. And that fee that you paid to get this consultation could be applied to this. So then a lot of us that are techs, when we answer our own phone, one of the problems that we've had is we like to fix it while we're on the phone. And we end up cutting ourselves out, right? Or we oversell it. This gives you a way to do it a little bit more controlled, and you actually get to see the customer, see the appliance, build the rapport, and maybe actually sell it. You got to be, if you're going to do that, you need to be somebody that can diagnose somewhat in that situation and build that reputation or the rapport quickly and virtually.
I'm awake.
Yeah. You could do that with your text for your triage to help them with first trip completes. And that was the idea of it. The idea was I thought that as we got slower, as we entered grow season, as I like to call it now, I would be in the office more and I could find a way to improve triage and first trip completes. And I thought, if I'm in the office doing that, then I'm losing my revenue. So how do I get that to happen? It's kind of like having your customers pay you to do your job even better, right? To increase efficiency. But the way that I do it, it adds that value to them. So they can. So let's see.
So I'm kind of thinking like a lot of these ideas, and we're going to talk about what's in our memberships in just a minute or in our plans, but it might feel overwhelming to people, like to hear all these different ideas. I would say just pick something that feels like a good place to start and then just try one thing. Like you don't have to offer all the things. You don't have to do the telehealth or teletech and, you know, a maintenance and a membership or anything. Like just pick something small and just try it out. See what kind of bumps you run into.
Is coining this phrase here. So I
Teletech.
call it virtual consultation. Marion is calling dibs on teletech.
It's like a telehealth visit for your appliance.
All right. So, all right, let's see. I'm trying to think. All right, actionable steps. Because you were talking about how do you take all these ideas and come up with something, right? So we have actionable steps. Are you following along too?
No, I'm not. I read it. I read your notes, but I'm not following along at the same time as you. But
all right. Go ahead.
For me, for actionable steps, like we kind of jumped in with 2 feet and then had to figure out how to do it. But Joe and I always say, like, we figure stuff out. That's just what we do. There's always a way to figure something out. If you don't know the answer, you can find it on Google, on ChatGPT, or in your friends, or on a post in the Alliance Facebook group. I mean, somebody knows the answer or can give you some kind of help. So that was the first thing, you know, like, how are we going to support this online so people can buy what we're selling and pay for it? Because that's a challenge, you know, like if you don't have that in your software. So I know for you in House Call Pro, you have that built into your software. We didn't have that. So we I just went on Google and said, how do I do a membership, online? And I found something called joinit.com. So that's what we're using right now. Now we just switched softwares. So I'm going to investigate to see if ServiceWorks can support something like this. But then, we have to think about migrating all of our memberships over to a different platform and losing people and stuff like that. So that's awesome. I see what Marion just put in there. She was instrumental in showing us all of ServiceWorks so that we could make an informed decision and move forward with onboarding ServiceWorks. And they have been, just a little plug for them, spectacular. I mean, the support, helping us, answering our questions, they get back to you within an hour. They're like, it has been really amazing to onboard with them. But that's a little tangent. But that was a practical thing that we had to solve, is like, we want to do this, but how do we actually make it happen so that our customers, it's really easy for them to join? And so then we created a page on our website, and we had the little link that took them to the page where they could join. And we made a flyer in Canva that showed all the benefits and everything that was included. And then we emailed it to our email list. So there was all these steps of just how to get the word out to our people. So post it on social, put it on our website, sent it to our email people, all of that stuff. So Saul is also using them too.
So he's a
he is Marco.
So, and I'll tell you, since Saul's here, and we're gonna keep going. ServiceWorks is integrated with Marcone, or Marcone is integrated with ServiceWorks. So you get a big discount if you use if you're an MSA member and sign up with ServiceWorks. And one of the cool things is their parts inventory is integrated as well. I know we just had TK just had Reggie on, and they talked a bit about the Encompass Easy Stock app. This may be the next level, being integrated into a software. So when you enter a model number in to ServiceWorks, it's linked to Marcone and pulls up the parts breakdown. And then you pick a part, and it tells you how many they have and how many you have. And it probably the closest thing to any inventory system I've seen on a software outside of the dreaded other guy from the 80s.
So, and I have to say, they do have a really nice looking new supermodel on their website.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do. Sealy in his cavalry tan shirt, no blue overalls, guys.
Yep, they have done away with blue overalls, guy.
I'm looking at actionable steps, and I'm really anxious to tell people what our plan does, right? So I'm just going to start with the actionable steps, and we're just going to do that next, okay?
Okay. Yep.
Yep. Gives your price automatically. All right, Dan, thanks. Evaluate your customers' needs. Consider your existing customer base and their appliance repair patterns. What would they value most in a subscription? Start small. Begin with a basic plan that includes annual maintenance or priority scheduling or whatnot. Get feedback from initial subscribers. The big thing is we're problem solvers. Like I really look at that as that's my job. I'm not a technician. I don't just fix appliances. You know, our boy Gasper says fixing people, not just the machines. We solve your problem, your appliance problems. I like to find a problem or a solution to problems that benefits all people included, right? Sometimes it doesn't benefit me, but it should always benefit the customer. So I needed a recurring income, revenue income for the slow seasons. And this kind of started when we lost all of our Google listings last year. It was like, oh my God. And then we lost half our income. I lost half my team, half my customers, and I wanted a way to kind of protect myself from that loss of income. So, what can I do to give to my customers, but also add income? And the other part of that was, uh, okay, just a second, Marion, I will. Um, so, January this year, my CPA says, you're not making enough money to stay in business. You have to raise your rates. So we did the cost of doing business, and I raised my service charge by $20. But I don't like raising a price without raising value,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what can I do to raise the service call, but also add value? And one thing that we did is we came up with the membership plan. And part of this membership plan, here comes free service calls on all of their appliances, unlimited, use as many times as you need to. I jokingly say, if your wife walks by it and it looks at her funny, call us.
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't need you trying to think about what's wrong with it. Is it worth calling somebody? You just call us. We come out for free. We're your appliance friends. And then what else does a friend do, Jenny, when they come over and help you? They give you a
They're going to
discount.
look at all the other things too. Yeah.
And we look at everything. So we're going to check everything out good. We're going to give you a discount.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't charge you to come over. Uh, and we make you a priority, right? You get priority scheduling. So if we're booked out a week, well, you get 1 to 2 day service. So there's the things that we offer in our membership plan. Uh, at a it does have a charge, kind of like a Sam's Club membership. I actually told somebody, I tell people it's like a Sam's Club membership for appliance repair. And then one person asked, like, so do I go to Sam's Club to buy it, or do I? No, it's like it. Like, how did you get that? But that's the plan that we use, and it's available all year round. Jenny does it a little bit different, and we're both in our first year, so we're waiting to see what the
Mm-hmm.
true results are in the second year. But before we turn Jenny loose, I want to cover Marion. Uh, Evaluate your customers' needs. Consider your existing customer base and their appliance repair patterns. What would they value most in a subscription? So evaluate what they would need and what they would value. Because some of the plans I've came up with, there I couldn't either communicate the value or they didn't find the value, and it just wasn't a good idea. So
Well, can I interject
figure
something really quick too? Like, if you make it too complicated for them, then they're going to get confused and they're going to be like, forget it. I just went to a conference recently, and there was a woman that spoke about your sales page design, and she said you have 0 to 8 seconds to get their attention. If you make them feel confused, dumb, or bored in that 8 seconds, forget it. They're just going to click off. So I would say make it really simple and really clear what they're getting in bullet point fashion, and then you can expand on it in person or in an email or something like that. But your sales page or your web page where you're advertising it, like, so if
Yep.
you think you want to include all this value and give them all these things, if it feels like too much for them to think about, they're just going to say forget it.
And that was number 3 of the steps, Marion. Number 2 was start small, do something basic, and get some feedback. 3 kind of piggybacks that: clear communication. Make sure your customer understands the benefits of the package. Uh, for example, does it save them money, time, stress, whatever it is? That's what we're going to do. Let's see. Saul says, EJ, adding year-round value. Yes, you don't have to wait once a year for your McRib. You can have it every day with EJ. This day, he's fun. I can't even focus. All right, so Jenny,
Yes.
what do you do in your plan?
So really similar to yours, we have free service calls, as many appliances as they want. We do give the standard service rate for free. And then if they have a high end or an elite appliance, we do charge them just the difference in that fee. So we don't do the free service calls for the higher end things, but they might have to pay $50 or $100 instead of $169 or $199 or $209. And then we do 15% off of all of the repairs, and that includes parts and labor. So the whole entire, we use Blue Book, the whole entire Blue Book value minus 15% when they repair it. And then the one little thing that we do different is we only offer enrollment during a period of time. So like the first 3 months of the year. We started that last year. We were going to offer it all year round as a rolling admission to the program. And then I watched like a workshop from Stu McLaren that I mentioned earlier, and he said it's important to create urgency around the sale of the membership. So we are just trying it out. This is going to be the first time that we have demonstrated that we can't buy it all year round, and people have asked for it. And we've said you have to wait till our enrollment period. So we're going to do a Black Friday enrollment, probably at this year's price. And then we're going to bump it up $20 in the first quarter of next year for that enrollment. So we will be advertising and pushing the Black Friday special and see if we can get some new people enrolled, and we'll see. And then we'll see also attrition, because this is the first year. We offered it last year for the first time. So all of the renewals are going to come out in January, February, March. So we'll see. It's an experiment. So I don't have the answers yet about how that's going to work, but I do think creating urgency around something and not fake urgency is important, but I don't know how it's going to work in the appliance world. So that'll be a interesting experiment that I'll report back on later.
Awesome. Question. When you do your Black Friday special and you announce that it's a limited time, are you also going to announce that the price will go up the next time?
Mm-hmm. This is their last chance to get it as the founding member price. Yeah. Founding members that we enrolled during our period last year, they'll get to keep their founding member price. They won't have to pay the elevated price as long as they can figure out how to make that work in the software.
And now I'm going to let Gary Parsons' comment come out publicly. Gary, I don't know if he's done it before or if he's doing it now, but he is a Service Alliance Group All Access member. So speaking of subscriptions, there's a subscription that we offer as a Service Alliance Group to people like you. You get access to certain benefits and resources. And one of them is our monthly masterminds. As you can see down below, this month on the 16th, Zach Kreider is going to lead a session on SMART goals to help us get ready for planning for next year, right? Gary is one of our members and has taken advantage of, I think, every one of these benefits and the masterminds. And we talk about some of this stuff in those groups way before we start bringing it public. Because there's some things, these ideas that we come up with, we test them and pilot them, and we get a little head start right before. Mm-hmm. So we've been doing this plan for 10 months now. I have, and I think you've been maybe 9 months, and we get the little head start. But if you want to get on the inside track, you join up at the servicealliancegroup.com. And when we come up with these ideas or different things, resources, you get to be the first one to benefit. And then we also have a partners page where you get exclusive member benefits with some of our preferred vendors as well. So I think that's what we got here. Do you have a closing thought?
My closing thought is just try it. Just figure out something small that you can do and try it and push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone, because that's where you're going to grow and do new things that can really serve you and your company. And that recurring revenue is super important. That when those renewals come in during your slow season, that's why we chose the first quarter of the year to do this. It really helps. So go for it.
Free tacos. Thanks, Joe. I would pay for free tacos. Are they free though? If you pay for the membership? Maybe they're
actually,
really cheap.
I do want to share a couple little things that we're doing for our members that were just kind of surprise and delight things. First, we put together a welcome package for them. We had like a jar gripper, some detergent samples, a welcome letter, and then we did half off dryer vent cleaning for them. We had a coupon. So we did that first, and we delivered those, like hand delivered these little gift packages. And then, only because I made the mistake of thinking I could mail them, and it was so expensive to mail them all that I was like, we're just going to work them into the routes. So when it aligned with their route that they were kind of going on, we just had them make extra stops and deliver these. And then we also, next Wednesday night, we're doing an Ask Me Anything about appliances night with Joe. And we've invited our Cavalry Crest Club members to come here and have some hors d'oeuvres and have an open house and meet Joe in person and just like hang out. And I've pushed it out twice in an email. I haven't gotten a huge response, but even if one person or two people come, we're still going to have it. We'll just hang out and build that relationship with those few people. So I'm excited about that. And hopefully the word will get out and that will grow.
Sorry, guys. I'm taking notes. Jenny is a really good friend of mine and in my mastermind group. She's an all access member, and she hasn't told me this stuff yet. I'm telling you, if you ain't paying attention,
well, to be fair, I was away for a week and then I got sick. So I've been kind of like tuned out for the past 2 weeks. So
I wrote down hand delivered goodie bags and Ask Me Anything session with the master, the tan shirt maintenance guy, Joe Seeley. I'm going to invite Joe Seeley to be on my Ask Me Anything session. Special guest. I'm joking. But, man, that's some good stuff. I'll tell you what I'm getting out of that, because that's neither one of those things make you money. Neither one of those things were presented as benefits to these members before they signed up. And both of those things cost you time or money or both. And that is the epitome of what I was talking about early in the show about Jenny and Joe. They really, really look for ways to add value to their customers. And it kind of goes back to that Bible verse we were talking about. They're tending to the flock. You're taking care of your herd and treating them special. And
thank you. But I think it might be a little bit of you rubbing off on us too, EJ. You have that heart too. So thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Surround yourself with people and they give you good ideas and lift you up and make you better. So thank you.
So I'm going to give a closing thought, but before that, I want to give you a chance to plug the new thing that you're working on right now at Outcome Academy. And I'm going to tell you, I signed up as soon as I saw it, and it's so excited. And then she told me, EJ, you've already done this. And it's like, it's so exciting. I want to do it too. And for the price that you charge, it's just amazing. So if you guys find any value in this, check out what she's about to say and sign up. It's got very low cost, and she's giving you lots of value in these programs. So go ahead and tell them what you got.
So, well, the first thing that we have right now, if you go to our Facebook page, Outcome Academy Facebook page, there's going to be in the header a way to sign up for a ChatGPT content generating tutorial guide that we're doing a little workshop. There's one at noon today and one at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it is $7. And when you go through there, I'm going to show you the exact steps. There's not really a lot of fluff. There's not like slides and stuff that I'm going to go through. I'm just going to get straight in ChatGPT and show you exactly how to do it. So we're going to talk about how to get ideas for a blog post, social media content, and email to push it out to your people so that you can share helpful tips with your community. And then the really exciting thing is at the end of the training, you're going to get a link for a customized GPT, which means that you get a link and you go in your ChatGPT account. Once you click that link, it's going to live in your sidebar. And all you have to do all of the things that I just talked about is literally like 3 clicks. So you'll get all of your social media content for the whole month. So it's just an exciting way to empower people. And then we are getting ready to enroll for our quarterly small business intensive. And we have added a whole ChatGPT component to that so that as you go through the second module, which is the deep dive into your business, what you end up with is a huge brand blueprint for your business. That's like a document that you can upload into ChatGPT anytime you ask it to do something. So super excited about that and kind of incorporating a little more technology and efficiency into our programming. So thanks, EJ.
Absolutely. I want to continue this. One of the things that she showed us early on, number one, communicating with your customers is key, not just in marketing, but just to keep them engaged, right? Jenny and Joe Seeley, they are running a business that is completely free of ads at Calvary Appliance. So she's not just making this stuff up and it might work. These are things that she's actually implementing in her business, and it runs. They are feeding 2 techs right now. And what are you, 3 years in? And no ads. So I'm trying to take information from Jenny and put it into my business. And one of the things that she showed that I'm pretty sure is going to be in this program, there's a GPT. If you don't know what that is, it's like a prompt. You just click on this prompt that lives in the sidebar, and it'll give you all these different ideas of something to post about. And you just pick one of them. And then it gives you blog post, Facebook post, email newsletter, different titles and
hooks,
taglines, and the hooks, all of that stuff. So like a dummy like me that just wants to do the right thing and take care of people, but I can't start projects. I'm a finisher.
I'm a starter. That's the funny thing. I can start everything, but I don't finish it. So together we are a superpower, EJ.
And that's how me and TK are too. It's like TK comes up with these great ideas and starts them, and you know they might oftentimes they just look like chicken scratch, right? Because that's the visionary in him. And then I'll take it and make it bigger and pretty and everything. And you help give me that superpower even more by giving me a way to start and make it look pretty too. So part of that is finding teams that work together well and using your resources. But you don't want to miss this. I'm telling you, this $7 and 30 minutes to an hour, whatever time it's going to be, will save you hours and hours.
Hundreds of hours, I would say. It has saved me hundreds of hours to
at least.
Yeah.
All right. Closing thought. I know we're getting up to the hour. I want to say a subscription plan is more than a transaction. If you haven't got it from us already, it adds value. to the customer, and it adds value to your company in different ways, not always monetarily, but it builds that relationship. Investing in these relationships with your customers, you show them that you're committed to their long-term satisfaction and peace of mind. I'm reading my notes. I typed this, but it says, think of subscription services as a proactive way to serve your customers well, bringing stability to your business and value to their home. Ask yourself, how can my business build something that serves our customers repeatedly, faithfully, and effectively? And if you missed the nugget, hand-delivered goodie bags and an Ask Me Anything session for free. Wow. I'll tell you, you guys might want to bookmark this episode. I didn't think it was going to be this good, but Jenny has brought some value today.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Tune in tomorrow for the morning grind, and we'll be back next week, Jenny and I. And actually, next week's going to be a little different. I'm going to be on with Jason on Tuesday. Mike's going to be on with Jenny and Shayna on Thursday, and then we'll be back to our regular scheduled the following week.
Which I'm really excited about that because Mike handles, all the SEO and the paid ads, and then I do a lot of organic marketing. And so really the best scenario for any business is to do both. And then so it's kind of like Wonder Twins next week. I'm excited to have a big conversation with Mike and talk about ways that his ideas and my ideas can come together and really help people get their business going great.
Here's a secret. Don't tell anybody. But Mike and his wife are going to Miami next week for a marketing convention, which is why he can't be on Tuesday. But he's making his wife attend the conference with him. And it's going to be Mike and Kathy on with you and Shayna on Thursday.
Ooh, well, that's going to be fun. It's going to be a big roundtable. That's exciting.
If you're wondering who in the world would put up with Mike Carson on a daily basis, you're going to want to tune in that day and see Kathy. She's an amazing woman, and I just wonder about her judgment sometimes. She has to deal with him every day.
Well, that's exciting. I'm excited to meet her too.
All right. Well, see you guys next week.
Have a great day.